Sí se puede.
Welcome to the West Wing Week, your guide to everything that's happening at 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue. This week, the White House hosted forward-thinking union and business leaders for a Workers' Voice Summit, and local school kids to harvest vegetables in the White House garden. And the United States and 11 other Asia-Pacific countries announced they'd reached a trade agreement more than 5 years in the making.
Good jobs here at home.
That's October 2nd to October 8th, or start the convo. On Friday, the president got a briefing from FEMA Administrator Craig Fugate on preparations underway as Hurricane Joaquin lurked just offshore. That afternoon, the president announced that Education Secretary Arne Duncan, one of the president's longest-serving cabinet members, was preparing to step down at the end of the year.
Arne bleeds this stuff. He cares so much about our kids, and he has been so passionate about this work.
On Saturday, the first couple celebrated their 23rd wedding anniversary. On Sunday, the president flew over the Potomac to Emmitsburg, Maryland. There, the president paid tribute to the firefighters who lost their lives this year while serving their fellow Americans.
Every single day across our country, men and women leave their homes and their families so they might save the lives of people that they've never met. It's hard to think of a more selfless profession than firefighting.
On Monday morning, the president announced an historic agreement among 12 nations that make up the Trans-Pacific Partnership.
Or the TPP. This trade agreement will write the rules so American workers can sell their goods to the fastest-growing markets without being blocked or put at an unfair disadvantage.
On Tuesday, the president spent the day talking about his trade agreement. First, at the Department of Agriculture, President Obama and Agriculture Secretary Tom Vilsack met with business leaders to talk about how cutting 18,000 different import taxes will help American workers and our economy. He and Secretary Vilsack then sat down to phone into a radio show hosted by Tom Stever of Brownfield Ag News to answer questions about how the trade agreement will help American farmers. The president then sat down for two interviews, one with Kai Ryssdal of Marketplace, and the second with Steve Kroft of CBS's 60 Minutes.
We will continue to see insourcing of jobs moving here, moving back. What we can't do is think that somehow if we draw a moat around this country, that we're going to be able to avoid globalization and technology.
That afternoon was filled with peppers, potatoes, pumpkins, and greens as the First Lady joined local students in the White House garden to harvest some of fall's produce and learn some healthy kitchen habits. On Wednesday afternoon, the president participated in the Workers' Voice Summit to energize a new generation of Americans to recognize the power of their voice at work. He also participated in a conversation using the coworker.org platform.
That so often in the debate, this gets framed as a business versus labor thing, as opposed to business and labor who are doing the right thing versus business that are trapped in a bad relationship with their workers and are relying on outdated models of rapid turnover and low wages and no benefits.
On Thursday, the president released a video thanking Americans for stepping up to help Syrian families fleeing violence in their war-torn country.
It's a humanitarian crisis that none of us can ignore. We've all seen the heart-wrenching images of families forced to flee their homes through no fault of their own. Those children are just like our children. It's no surprise that in just a few short days, Americans have stepped up in incredible ways. Congregations in small-town communities are opening their arms and homes to those in need. We have always been a people who ask what we can do, and that's why the United States of America will always be a beacon of hope to all who need it.
On Thursday evening, the president spoke at the Congressional Hispanic Caucus Institute's 38th Anniversary Awards Gala to celebrate the achievements of the Latino community in the United States.
Leadership is not fanning the flames of intolerance and then acting all surprised when a fire breaks out, saying clearly inflammatory things and then saying, well, that's not what I meant, until you do it again and again and again.
So stay engaged with us online, and remember, you can find out more information about any of these topics and see complete videos of these events at whitehouse.gov. Thanks so much for checking out this edition of your West Wing Week.
And if I get confused, I'll just go see somebody.
There you go.
Juntos podemos.
Perfect.
Okay. Ladies and gentlemen. Señores, señores.